Zippity doo dah. Here we go. Here we go. I'm actually going to go back. We're going to go back a day, guys. We're going to go back a day. If anybody does join me, then fine. Please put your chat in the side. We're actually going back a day. We're going back to Monday, and we're going to go back to the my local game. My local game is Portsmouth 2, Bolton 0. So we're actually going to League One, as I believe that's going to be. No, it's something else. So yeah, we're going back to that's my daughter ringing. We're going to go back to yesterday. Portsmouth 2, Bolton 0. Connor Shaughnessy and Kusini Yengi. And why are there so many foreign names in these teams? Which is a good point to discuss, I think. Yeah, but they now 6 points clear at the top. But I mean, whoops, I'm come back out of it. But I don't think, because it's Bolton they were playing, wasn't it? So that's actually quite interesting. So now Bolton have one game in hand on them. So they're Bolton are 6 points adrift of Portsmouth. They've just lost to them, so they're actually 6 points adrift with one game in hand. And actually, you've got Stevenage on 21 games, so Bolton have 2 games on Stevenage, and they're on the same point. So actually, League One is looking decidedly about Bolton and whether Bolton can actually continue to. Just wanted to have a look at something. It's not going to let me look, but it's all about how many, with 7 yellow cards. My God, it's all about how many people go and push them on, and how many points they can get over the next couple of games. Because I think if they were to slightly lose track, and then you'd be worried that Bolton could actually start to come unhinged. Any more for tonight from League One? Let's see if anybody's in. All competitions. Oh, we've got some League One ones. See what to do. We've got Reading Oxford. That's quite an interesting one from today. So Reading, obviously near the bottom, and that's the half hour, no, the 15-minute warning for the championship games. We're getting closer, guys. So I just wanted to have a quick look at Bolton. I know we don't really want to be looking at League One, but hey, let's have a look at the stats. So Bolton have won, drawn, won, lost. So you'd be thinking, I mean, they drew against Oxford, lost against Portsmouth. So let's see who they've won against. Stockport County. Okay. Exeter City. Right. Okay. Harrogate Town and Port Vale. I can't really say that that's very difficult. Although they are up there, so they have won a lot of good teams to be up there. But it's certainly a cause for worry to me would be those 4 defeats out of 19. Who are they against? Because if they're against the top teams, they're the top teams must be coming around again, and that would mean that they're in for another few tough games, which could sort of put them away from Portsmouth and sort of right at the top of that second, third, fourth set of games. So that's actually quite an interesting game last night. Really, I think. I was going to have a look at who the referee was. Who the referee was for that one. Don't know if it's going to give me. Will it be in lineups? No. Manager, no. Commentary, no. Nope. In fact, usually it gives you a list of no. Actually, I wonder why they don't do that. They should really be giving the name of the the man in the middle. But there's no obvious. No. Oh, hang on a minute. Referee? No. Report. Oh, report and free. No, there's no referee. No referee name on that. Be quite interesting. But I mean, usually they say, "Oh yeah, such and such refereed, yeah, brilliantly, and no complaints and all that." But unfortunately, not from there. So what have we got today, guys? Let's have a look. So we are going to go for. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games tonight. 6 games tomorrow. And I've had a tough time trying to work out this lot. This is actually not as easy as what you think. I don't think it's as easy as what you think. None of these games are obvious. Certainly not. You've got all the way from Rotherham with their new manager, although it shouldn't make any difference this game because he only came in yesterday morning. And most of that day was probably done with interviews and photographs. So, although it is at home, perhaps Rotherham West Brom will be a more regular, tough game. I mean, we can start with that. I think Rotherham West Brom. Rotherham are always very difficult at home. They have something to prove after losing at the weekend, going down to 10 men and then losing and the referee taking some flack for that. I don't know. I think he was a bit hot-headed, and at the end of the day, he did do something wrong. Yeah, other referees would most likely have just pulled him aside and given him a telling off at the first foul, but he didn't. He got a yellow for it straight away. And you should know when you're going to get one yellow like that. That if you go out and just purposefully go back for him, you're going to get a second one and a red card. But they did actually. They didn't get slaughtered, which is sort of testament to their home form. New manager Bounds playing well for the new manager, even though the manager's not really told them how to play yet. How he wants them to play. West Brom, tough side, playing them at a point where West Brom are doing really well. You'd expect West Brom to just walk away with it, but Leicester didn't walk away with it. They and Ipswich didn't walk away with it. Leicester won 2-1, but Rotherham got a goal disallowed, so it really should have been 2-2. Ipswich was 2-2. All the top sides Rotherham have done really well against, and all the bottom sides have done really garbage against. It goes then that they're going to do quite well against West Brom. I still think it's going to be a 3-1 win to West Brom, but as a Rotherham fan, that pains me. But I think on this game, as long as we play better and we sort of don't try and play those damn triangles that Taylor liked playing, then I'll be happy. We expect to go down. Well, let's go down fighting. I don't mind going down if we go down fighting. So let's go to the top. Let's go to Blackburn Rovers versus Bristol City. Blackburn Rovers are at the minute. Oh, we've actually got the lineup for them. That's quite good. Blackburn Rovers are at the moment two defeats in a row, and one of them to Sheffield Wednesday, for God's sake. With no real recruitment over summer, and they've lost 3-1 to Sheffield Wednesday. It's like, what? And then they lose 2-0 at home to Leeds. Doesn't look too good for Blackburn Rovers at the minute. The odd thing is they won 4-2 at home to Birmingham just before that. And Birmingham, actually, at that point, were doing really well. So what's happened? What's gone wrong? I mean, I wish we had a Blackburn supporter on. That would be really good. Bristol have just been Bristol. They won against Sheffield Wednesday, but only 1-0. They drew against QPR 0-0. Oh, not looking too good. Then they won against Borough 3-2. That's a really good result. Then they lost against Southampton, but only 1-0. So that's actually a really good result for them. Because they were starting to play really, really well. Norwich, they lost at home to Norwich 2-1, and Norwich are playing awful. I mean, Rotherham won them, for God's sake. They're not playing that well. And then they drew away to Huddersfield, which is actually quite good because Huddersfield has started to win games now as well. So they're up and down, and you never really know what they're going to bloody do. If the right team comes out again for Bristol City, they'll saunter this at a 3-1 win. But if they don't, then I'm damned if it could be a 0-0 board draw. So I think it's going to either be a 0-0 board draw or Bristol City to saunter it at a leisurely pace, 3-0, 3-1. Huddersfield, Preston. Well, we know we know the stats behind Preston. We've got Preston 0-0 against Norwich. Again, like I say, they're not the best team in the land. They should have been thinking we can beat them. QPR, a defeat against QPR, but they've recently won 3 in a row, so and that was one of them. Borough 4-0 defeat. I don't know. The 4 against Borough's not usual. And then Cardiff 2-1 defeat at home. I think the worrying one there is to lose against QPR at home 2-0, which is only 2 games ago. To my eyes, Preston did really well. Then they dropped off first place with a load of poor results. Then they picked it up, and then they've recently had another run of poor form, and I just can't see why, because they were playing really well or they were getting really good results, and it was just good results against good teams as well. It didn't make sense. Huddersfield, like I said, they've over the last 6 games, 0-0 against Watford was actually quite a good result. Watford at that point weren't playing that well. Hull City, they lost against Hull City, but 1-0, and Hull have been playing on and off quite well. In fact, at that point, I think they had quite a good run. Southampton 1-1 at home. That's a good result for a Huddersfield side where they are. Yeah. Sunderland lost. They won 2-1 away at Sunderland at Stadium of Light. Come on, they got the 12th man easy there with that crowd. Bloody good result away from home, and then they drew against Swansea, who have actually been playing really well. and away. So yeah, good. And then they drew Bristol City at home. But they were winning for most of the game. And you're thinking, this team is actually quite good. I can't get past thinking that Norwich are looking at the first game of Preston's. I think Huddersfield will win this one. I think Huddersfield are going to win that. And looking at the goals of previous games, they tend to go along the same line. So you got 0, 0, 1, 2, 1, 1. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a 1 or a 2 goal, isn't it? Statistics. I used to draw a graph where it goes up and down, and statistics. Actually, the graph, if you look at one, four game wise, it tends to do this, and then 6 game wise, it goes nice and gentle. And I managed to get a pretty good eye on where the results were going to go, or where the number of goals for or number of goals against were going to go. I think 2-0, 1-0 to Huddersfield. Stoke City, Swansea. I suppose really it's about who's in. Who have they got up front from Stoke? Ryan Mmaaee. Ryan May. Josh Laron on, and then Junior. God grief, Takamedo and Daniel Johnson. There's only Lyndon Gooch who can be on and off. He can be good, he can be garbage. Don't know. How about Swansea? Jamal Lowe up front, Jerry Yates behind him, Jamie Patterson behind him, Charlie Patino. Oh, for heaven's sake. I look at that and I think Swansea didn't play well at Rotherham and they won 2-1 at Rotherham last time out. Stoke City lost 1-0 at home to Sheffield Wednesday. I'm going to go for a Swansea win, but I'm going to go 2-0. I'm going to go 2-0 to Swansea, I think. I don't know why. I can't see Stoke getting a goal. Watford Ipswich. Watford Ipswich is going to be an interesting one, isn't it? This is good. I mean, oh my God. I mean, Watford had a 1-1 draw with Southampton, but for where they are in league, that was about right. For how they're playing at this point in time, that's about right. And how Southampton were playing, about right. So it's very, 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 very evenly matched. And those last few games, there's not an awful lot that you can really pick out as being massive. The only thing you can see is at the bottom, you've got Watford 5, Rotherham 0, and then across from that you've got Rotherham 2, Ipswich 2. But you can't take anything from that because Rotherham are up and down on a hourly basis, and mind game basis. High scoring. I think it could be a 2-2 draw. I'm going for a Desmond 2-2. I'm going for a Desmond 2-2. Why not? Why? I like good old Desmond. Well, we'll go for a Desmond 2-2. Sunderland 4-2-3-1. So Sunderland has a game. Oh yeah, games have started. We'll go there in a minute. I'm just going through the. Don't you dare tell me there's been a goal already. I'll kill you. So I think with the stats, quickly go through this. I think it looks like more like a Leeds win. I think it's I think that Leeds are certainly the stuttering the least. Let's go to the table on that one. We're going to go table on there, and we're going to go to the games. Let's go to the games, guys. And there's nobody on, but I hope someone does come on at some point. We're gonna go with my faithful. I just need to look at a customer's. La la la. He insisted. And then he tells me he didn't want them. Great. La 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 la. Right. I was going to open my Bet365, which is always a good fun. So we're going to open Bet365, and which ones do we think? If somebody came on now, which game would you be? I think we've got Watford and Ipswich, or Sunderland and Leeds. Watford and Ipswich, Sunderland and Leeds. Let's have a look. We're going to go for Watford Ipswich then. Sorry, this is no longer. What do you mean no longer available? Don't be silly. Of course it's available. Oh, that's strange. Let's go back to the in-play. There's something wrong there, because it says that the Watford game is no longer available. Oh, I see that they've taken it off. All right, okay. No, they haven't. Here we go. There we are, Watford Ipswich. So we're going with the Watford Ipswich game.
Davis to join the attack, and he's drawn a foul.
So we're on the Watford Ipswich game.
His man, but illegally so, says the referee, David Coote. Little arm across the shoulder from Astria, nothing much in it.
So there we are with the Watford Ipswich game. We will have a look at the. We will have a look at the UEFA. 0-0. Inter Milan 0-0. Man United 0-0. Napoli 0-0. Union Berlin 0-0. There's been a goal in the Championship. We've got a goal at Huddersfield. And against what I thought, absolutely against what I thought, Preston Brown has Preston Brown. Alan Brown for Preston. Alan Brown for Preston has just scored. 3 minutes.
Preston 1-0 up away at Huddersfield. Alan Brown, the scorer for the Lancashire club. Sunderland against Leeds, the 6th game this evening from the second tier.
So, shall we have a look at the Rotherham game? Let's have a look at the Rotherham game. We're actually going to go for the stats. 1 dangerous attack for West Brom, none for Rotherham. 4 attacks in total for West Brom, 3 for Rotherham. 76% possession for West Brom. So that is not what he was wanting to start with. Let's see who else. Let's go to Sunderland Leeds. Let's go Sunderland Leeds. Well, it's 8 o'clock, that one. We're not far from that, are we? No, 7 minutes away from that one, so we can't go to that one yet. Watford Ipswich is here. Still 0-0. Stoke Swansea. So we have Stoke kick it forward into the Swansea half. Swansea pick it up with Josh Key. Josh Key runs down the right hand side. Josh Key. Oh, he gets oh, that was a Harry Darling ends up with it in the Swansea goal, but right in at the back end there. But it was taken straight off his feet and wellied into the box. There's a bit of a shuffle in the box now. Who's going to get it? Where's Darling going to get? He seems to be trying to pass it between other defenders, but he's not doing what he should be doing, which is wellying it out at the minute. Still passing it in front of the goal. Why would you do that? Jamie Pattinson trying now to pull it down the middle for Swansea and kicks it across. That's what he should have done. Stoke now get a throw in, take it quick to Lyndon Gooch, and he kicks it into the box, but he's nobody there. Grimes, Patino and Jerry Yates, and Swansea are on the attack down the middle. It's with Jerry Yates. He crosses it sideways to his left to Patino, right back to Jerry Yates, and it's back to Luke McNally in the goal. It's that was a swift 1-2 between McNally and between Jerry Yates and his partner at the front there. Certainly, I think both sides are now starting to show their mettle. It's about even. It's not. It's about even on attacks, but Stoke having slightly more of the attacks, whereas they've only got 37% of the play. So when they've got the ball, they're doing really well with it. Preston, Huddersfield. What's Huddersfield Preston happening? Oh, Ben Whiteman's just shot off target. That's why. But the odds have now cleared, which is rather odd. Preston offside. It may have gone in the net. That's usually a sign that the ball's got in the net. Then they remove they remove the odds on Bet365 at that point, so that they can't take any more bets. And then it's just being claimed offside, and they carry on. So nothing yet in the UEFA Champions League. We still have the Huddersfield losing. The interesting thing is they're losing. They're on 5-1 against now, Huddersfield, which I think is actually quite a good. I mean, 3-1 for a draw at Huddersfield is bloody good odds. We know what they're like.
Preston already 1-0 up away at Huddersfield. The other matches are goalless. Blackburn against Bristol City, Rotherham versus West Brom, Stoke v Swansea.
Anybody else? Anybody further down? Let's have a look at the FA Cup. Barnet 0, Newport County 1, Port Vale 1, Stevenage 0. That's actually quite strange. That's a turn up. And then Walsall 1, Alfreton 0.
It's little more than a pass by Marcus Harness, which is stretching.
The EFL trophies on tonight. Well, if anybody's interested in a bit of cutlery, I mean silverware. Accrington 0, Lincoln City 0.
Attacking players linking up.
So let's see. Where shall we go, guys? Where shall we go? Let's go Manchester United. Let's go Man U. No, we won't. That's at 8 o'clock as well. I thought we'd be about starting those. Obviously not. They're all 8 o'clock. Oh, they're all 8 o'clock. Right, okay. We'll
gives the ball away inside his own penalty area. It's picked up by Asprilla.
Listen.
Watford comes back to Asprilla. And Watford have the lead.
There we are, guys. I saw it on the app. So the app says first, seconds before the verbal commentary does. There we are. Watford are now 1-0 up.
Shot save, Fladkey atoned initially.
I didn't know what to put for this, to be honest. I don't think I bet on that. Let's have a look.
Put Watford 1-0 up on the evening.
I bet on Huddersfield. What a draw with Huddersfield Preston. I would rather Preston win. I'll be happy to lose the bet if they win. If Preston win. I've got suspended. Shot off target. Rotherham for the Rotherham West Brom, because obviously that's my team. Not that I believe they're going to win. Swansea, it was just good odds. Swansea to win. No way. Swansea to win against Stoke. And what's the other one? Leeds to win against Sunderland. That's the interesting one. Leeds to win against Sunderland. I don't know whether that's going to quite work out, but they should have started now, shouldn't they? So let's not quite started yet.
Regular interval, so they've got one tonight. They're 30th in the league this season. Got them in, but hopefully, that is not the end of the scoring. Certainly, from a neutral point of view. Ismail.
Watford 1, Ipswich 0. Shall we have a look what that does at the top? So it refreshes, and we have Ipswich are now 7 points ahead of Leeds. Leeds would, if Leeds were to win, they'd be on 43, 5 points behind Ipswich at the minute, which would be very close halfway through the season, wouldn't it?
Decent closing down by Kone.
QPR tomorrow, so we can forget that one. If nobody comes on, I just turn it off.
Combining, but reluctant to put the ball directly into the box, despite 4 players in blue being in there. Hutchinson might now twist and turn and find Chaplin. Chaplin delivers a low ball cleared away by Hope, though. Towards the halfway line.
Letting a few minutes start now. Let's go to Man U. Let's go to Man U. Why not? And Bayern Munich are offside with just 50 seconds on the clock. The Bayern Munich are caught offside. This is going to be a good one, isn't it? Man U go forward, lose it immediately to Bayern. Bayern lose it immediately to Man U, who lose it immediately to, oh, God's sake, forget that one.
Their goalkeeper, Ben Hamer, who bowls it out to Hote.
So, what else have we got then? What else have we got?
Rather blind out to the left-hand side to find Jamal Lewis, but he's overhit that by a good 10, 15 yards. It's ended up in about
Right,
row
here we go.
E.
Luke O'Nine's got it for
Road.
Sunderland. And he's now
Apology from
pushing it forward, trying to get it into... Oh, and he loses it. And Leeds are on the attack. And Abdullah gets it back. And gives it to Try Hume, who loses it to Spence. Jed Spence pisses it back. Passes it. Like the French. Like the French officer. He pisses it back.
Quick throw, but there was no obvious ball.
They're passing it sort of neatly across midfield. The odds are now trying to change dependent on what the play stats are. And then what they'll do is they'll wait for people to start betting, and they will then adjust it according to the amount of money they make, because they obviously never lose money.
Measured pass and his last one to Hamer, who returns it to the former Southampton player.
Back again with Leeds along the back line, so they don't seem to be doing much more than that. There's nothing in the first 2 minutes of the UEFA. Preston are still winning. Watford are still winning. Reading Oxford still 0. Oh, Barnet are now 2-0 down at home. We could actually go and watch that. Shall we have a go at watching that? Oh, we'll go to the cup. We're going to the FA Cup, guys. And Barnet are losing to Newport County. So we've got that on anyway. So that's oh, is he going to get a yellow card? Payne gets a yellow card. Oh, there's a Payne, isn't it? He grabs him around there. He grabs the guy around the waist and wrestles him to the ground. I mean, and then carries on holding his shirt. I mean, really. So the Newport guy was the one that was booked, I believe. Orange seems to be on the Barnet team. So
He hits from Connor Chaplin.
Connor Chaplin
Down the throat of Ben Hamer, who makes another routine save.
It doesn't usually go back to there.
Championship goals this season. Ipswich's leading scorer.
That's interesting. So you can go to from the radio commentary to the video commentary of a different game, and it immediately flicks back.
He's been a really shrewd signing since
it's the same one.
Barnsley in the summer of 2021. But Watford looking to come forward now. Jamal Lewis linking up with Sema down their left-hand side. Lewis goes for the return ball from the Swede and will get there ahead of Tuinzavi, who belatedly has to get the block in and turn it behind for a Watford corner. So an opportunity for the Hornets.
Watford have a corner. Rotherham are now in midfield.
By a goal to 0 against the
Everybody's back. They're not doing high press, which is I'm disappointed. They're not doing high press.
From this corner.
Let's see how many. So 6 dangerous attacks. So at least they have had some attacks.
Jane Livermore offering his height in front of goalkeeper Watkey. Sema's delivery into the box just too high there for Wesley Hote. I think the last touch came off Livermore behind him. It's been given as a goal kick anyway, rather than another corner. Initially, I thought it came off an Ipswich defender. I still look at the replay. Actually, it was Tuinzavi jostling. In fact, the referee has given a corner. I'm not sure if he changed his mind there. The players are making their way out.
The referees are... Oh, no, we can't sing that, can we?
It's a corner. Sema again delivering into the box. Flick clear at the front post by Morsey. We'll come to
The interesting thing is that I'm watching Rotherham and I'm listening to the Watford Ipswich, and Rotherham are just managing to hold it in midfield without losing it, which is just remarkable.
Free kick for Ipswich to relieve the pressure.
So Ipswich get. Oh, and Rotherham had a shot on target. Hugill, my God.
Anyway, to tell you about any other championship games or in the Champions League matches that are ongoing this evening.
Can't believe that. That's brilliant. We've had a shot on goal, which is good.
As Tuanzebe brings the ball forward for Ipswich, finds Chaplin on the left-hand side. He springs it infield to Morsey, who invites more time-minded Harness to take over. Harness feeds to Hutchinson, right-hand corner of the Watford penalty area. Hutchinson onto his left foot, back onto his right, twisting, turning, decent cross into the box. A stooping Hote is able to get the ball clear.
Something's happened at Huddersfield. Let's go back to the Huddersfield game.
Push into the back of Ken Semen.
Preston were on the attack at the time the odds disappeared. They've come back again now. Let's have a look at the. Oh, that's a swift clearance from Huddersfield. It's all Preston. It's all Preston.
To the Watford defenders as they're expecting him to go on his left.
Corner for that was a corner on 21 minutes.
Right boot as well already.
For
Ben Hamer will send this free kick long for Watford.
Yeah, 2 minutes ago there. Yeah. Strange.
Yeah, by Tuanzebe, but the loose ball comes the way of Edo Kayembe. Settles for a throw in down the left-hand flank.
I'm going to go for the Watford game. I'm actually watching now. Seconds ahead.
Championship goal of the season for Yasser Espria. The difference between the two sides of Sema looking to get a second goal for Watford. That's a delicious ball into the box. Looking at the far post for Rajovic. It was well watched though by Cameron Burgess, who volleyed clear. Williams now for Ipswich down the right-hand flank with the support of Hutchinson.
They're going to lose it.
Good ebb and flow to this game though. Watford certainly.
So nothing in the
overall by facing
Europe
the second place side in the division, and they're showing why themselves are in decent form. One defeat in 10, remember, coming into this one, and that
also one Alfreton
was
nil
against the league leaders Leicester away from home. No home loss for Watford since the end of September. The team that beat them that day, they were struggling towards the wrong end of the table, was Middlesbrough. They look to come forward again with Andrews down the right-hand side, supported by Espria. He feeds it into Kayembe. Kayembe, just a left-footed ball into the box, stooping header away.
There's nothing going on, guys. This is really annoying. Anybody got any news from anywhere else, then please join me.
Bit of a chance. Holds on to the ball.
Europe is pretty dead. Let's go Man U.
By going back towards Axel.
Bayern Munich. Well, it's sort of mostly Bayern, actually. It's 2/3 Bayern, 1/3 Man U. Napoli have scored. There we are. Napoli 1, Braga 0.
Will keep it moving out to Hutchinson in space on the right hand side. Drives into the penalty area onto his left foot. Strikes towards goal. Deflects off Lewis. Saved by Hamer, and on the follow up, George Hurst inside the 6-yard box.
George Hurst. He could never score for Rotherham. Why is he scoring for
initial effort and tapping the
Ipswich?
Ball
Watford 1, Ipswich 1.
Has been dangerous in this first half. His shot deflects off Lewis. Hamer saves, but there was Hurst. Maybe a suspicion of offside of it. There was one or two protests from Watford players. Didn't look it to me. They worked it nicely. Hurst didn't start that move, knocking it down to Harness. He finds Hutchinson. Lewis backpedaling into his own penalty area. He never gets close enough. It deflects the Hutchinson shot off his heel. It's a decent save from Ben Hamer, low down to his right-hand side, reacting to that deflection. But all he can do is push it into the path of George Hurst. No offside, and an easy task.
So no offside for the Ipswich goal, so that stands, and it's now Watford 1, Ipswich 1.
A couple of yards out for his 6th championship goal of the season.
And that's 6th championship goal of the season for George Hurst.
For Ipswich last season and for the whole of the 2022 to 23 campaign. He joined Ipswich in January after not scoring over the first half of that season for Blackburn. Enjoying himself, though, under Kieran McKenna. It's Watford 1, Ipswich 1.
Yeah, he certainly couldn't score for Rotherham or the team. I think he was played for another championship club before Rotherham, and he couldn't score for them either. So it wasn't just us; he just couldn't score. And now for Ipswich, is it 6?
George Hurst. Ipswich
Doing
now
really well.
between their teeth. Hutchinson looking very lively, fighting for the ball as well.
Barnet 0, Newport County 3, as he said earlier.
Hutchinson, and on loan from Chelsea. He fought off at Stamford Bridge.
So what about the FA Trophy? Halifax 0, Altrincham with a red card 0.
Opportunity with Chelsea, only time will tell. So many don't with the Blues, but he's certainly shown he's more than capable of mixing it at this level. And maybe beyond, and maybe that could be with Ipswich, given the way they've started this season.
Who's doing the best? Who does who do the besters think are most likely to win tonight? Well, we have Bristol City at just over 2-1. We're Preston at 2-1.
Further beyond the front post, and perhaps he realised.
Oh, here we go. No, evens. Yeah, that's 2-1 on. Sorry. So Preston are 2-1 on. They're now 2 and a bit to 1 on. So 4-9. That's probably the best so far. 4-9. 6-4. 12-1. It's definitely Preston. So Preston are the ones they're thinking are most likely to win tonight.
27 minutes on the clock.
Funnily enough, of course, they're the only team winning. So, interesting.
Studio commentary of this championship clash. One of 6 taking place in the English second tier this evening. More to follow tomorrow as the action continues to come.
Napoli are more likely to win their home tie against Braga than Preston are to win against Huddersfield, and they're both 1-0 up. There we are. That's a useless piece of information.
Works it the Canadian out to Andrews on the right-hand side. He can bring it up towards the halfway line to Livermore. Now Ryan Porteous. Ismail Kone once more. Who can turn inside the centre circle before feeding it to Jamal Lewis. Space for him to run into. Low ball into Sema. Inside the penalty area. He goes back out of it to find Kone.
So we have Blackburn. How about going? We'll go for a Blackburn. Bristol City.
Flashed across the 6-yard box. There to
the odds are certainly flying around. Be interesting to see what Blackburn Bristol City is.
From the back with Wesley Hote. Kone.
Sometimes the voice stops me from going into the games, so I'm going to have to refresh, which means the Ipswich game will temporarily go off while I have a look at Blackburn versus Bristol City. So they're on 30 minutes there. Blackburn at the minute, they've got 63% possession, but the team looking most likely to score is actually Bristol City. So, and they've got, you get 1 yellow card, 2 corners to Bristol City. So I think Bristol City look like they're trying harder than their opponents. I mean, at the minute, it looks Blackburn. It looks like Blackburn are just not quite got the impetus there. I wonder if I've got any cash outs yet. I wouldn't have got any cash outs. No, because I've got the Preston one as a draw. Who else? Swansea to win against Stoke, so that's a 0-0. I've got Leeds to win against Sunderland, and that's 0-0. 41p cashback. Oh, that's not very good, is it? 41p. Is that all I get? Give them 59p for daring to put four or five results together. So let's. I'm going to go Sunderland Leeds. We go Sunderland Leeds as Rutter tries a shot off target for Leeds. Sunderland Leeds. We'll go with that one.
Look to be Spencer's and claiming the corner, just rolls it out. Shot. That's come off Rutter. That's what it's. That's what the deflection was.
It was a deflection by Rutter. Right.
Taken short to
So, what have we got? We have got Sunderland on the attack, and that's cut out in the box.
Jack Clark again running at Gray.
So Gray has it now in the defence for Leeds, and he passes it straight out the box, straight out of the, straight off the pitch for a throw into Sunderland, who'll pass it back to O'Neill, Clark, Ballard.
Taking the lead in the FA Cup at Forest Green. That's a first round match, whereas other ones are second round replays. See if there's any upsets on the card so far. Scarborough, of course, in the National League North, Forest Green in League 2, so that would be a bit of an upset up there on the North Yorkshire coast.
So let's have a look. Leeds are now
away to Barnet
in Sunderland's half. They pass it back from the throw-in, and it's now with Kamara. Kamara back to Streak. Spence. They're sort of passing it across midfield. Will they go back to the other side again? They're on their left. They're on their left, and Sunderland are now passing it back. Oh, and they lose it. Oh, big few tackles there in the Sunderland half. O'Neill gets it. Huggins. So Sunderland are now. Oh, and they kick it forward, trying to pass through the middle, I think, and then they lose it to Ampadu from Leeds.
One side has to take it from one side, the other two go to their most potent threat.
Daniel James isn't. Oh, when he has a shot, Pirot has a shot, and it's off target.
Not scored 4 in a row.
Jack Clark. It comes back out to Jack Clark, back to Neil, back to Archie Gray.
We'll pick up the piece of the shot that's been blocked by Bellingham, sliding in the D, just outside the area.
I'll leave that because obviously the commentary is actually of the same game.
Kamara, can he turn? He's got on the ball.
We go to Preston, away at Huddersfield.
Gray's screaming for it on the right-hand side. Rodon ignores.
This is strange. Like I'm obviously a Rotherham fan, so I think. Well, I'm not. Obviously, I am because you can see this. And I'd rather Huddersfield lose, but at the minute, my bet was they were going to draw. 1-1.
Elsewhere in the Champions League, still only that goal for Napoli against Braga. Earlier this evening, we had.
See now, Huddersfield are passing it right over the. Why passing it in front of their own box, and they lose it. And Dwayne Holmes has a shot off target, but he has a shot. Yeah, if you've got the ball and you've got time to pass it in front of the box, you should have time to pass it out of the box. It's only if there's like all their players in the box pushing you that you're not going to be able to pass it very far. That's what happens when you pass it across the back. So we are Matty Pearson for Huddersfield. On their right, he's going to try and pass it up the right-hand side, trying to play it up the right-hand side, not getting very far. Indeed, he's pushed out, and it's Wilkeen. Oh, crikey. And then he loses it to Huddersfield, who loses it to Preston. We're now out in the middle of the field with Potts, Brad Potts for Preston. Wilkeen. And it's with Ched Holmes. Oh, that was a good chance. That was right in. And it's back to Dwayne Holmes. God, he's tackling well. Jonathan Hogg tackles it back off him.
Brought down, is he? No, he's not. Fairly against Huggins, and now Sunderland can break with Pritchard over the halfway line. He's got Clark to the left, and here he is now with the low socks, and he gets
Tom Lees for Huddersfield.
Ball in. It's
Hellick
on his weaker left foot, and nobody really.
And we are.
Rodon is able to
Matty Pearson forward on the right hand side to Sorba Thomas. Huddersfield are in the attack. Hogg.
1-1 there, and Blackburn have taken a 1-goal lead against Bristol City.
Blackburn are again a 1-0 up against Bristol City, as you said. Sorba Thomas. I've got in Blackburn, Bristol City. I have to keep checking just in case.
Possession is around about 45-55 in Leeds' favour. Leeds themselves have had 4 shots on goal according to the stats, but that free kick being the only one on target. Sunderland tried to get the ball down the left.
Huddersfield are actually passing it across midfield quite well.
Intercepts that. Pritchard picks up the
with Jonathan Hogg.
Back to Hellick.
Back to Hogg. They're trying to pull Preston out and then go behind them. Didn't work. Wilkeen gets it. He's actually playing quite far back at the looks of it, Wilkeen. Dwayne Holmes, they're way in their own half. And we will. Oh, goal! Bloody hell, where did that come from? We've got Preston 2. So it's Huddersfield 0, Preston 2 now, which is, well, it's good for Rotherham, but it's not good for my bet. I'm sort of okay with that. Blackburn are 1-0 up against Bristol City.
Now the French keeper walks on 25 yards up the field under no pressure before playing the ball long to Ruter, who's stayed down on the floor after a challenge.
So let's
Ballard.
have a look at some lineups. So
So
what's Rotherham's lineup? Lembikisa, Adolphin, Morrison, Revan, 3 at the back. Revan, Tahi. Oh no, Lindsay. Let's playing Lindsay in midfield. Rathbone, Appiah, Colin, Bramall, and Hugill. Oh wow! What on earth? Furlong has a yellow card for West Brom.
Cleverly just flicked it around the corner. Preston have doubled their lead at the Johnson Stadium.
The interesting thing is that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 substitutes for West Brom, and Rotherham have only managed to get 7. Oh dear Lord! McGuckin is the non-senior that you have to have. Then we've got Kelly, Nombe, Eves. Oh dear. Peltier, please no. Grant Hall and Phillips, the goalie we got from Cardiff. So it's not impossible, but we're putting a lot of weight on Hugill. A lot of weight. At the minute, he's on the right-hand side trying to go up the wing when he's actually supposed to be in the middle getting the ball.
So he has to hope that the defender makes a mistake as he waits on the far shoulder, but Seal was very much in command of that situation. But Leeds United
threatening, decent throw-in for Rotherham. Now this is one that they can just get it into the corner of the box from there. So can they get it in? And if they can they flick it on? And the answer is Jordan Hugill's got it in the... Oh, crikey, another throw-in for Rotherham. This one's a little bit easier to get in the box. So this one's going to go right in the middle. It's going to be thrown right in the middle of the box, guys. So Rotherham are now going to throw the ball right into the middle of the box. Morrison, he loses it to Bartley in the box, and it's Tahi on the... It comes to, and he goes to Appiah. Can he get it back in? Yes, it's Hugill in the box. Go on, he strikes, and it loses it, and it's Moat. And Moet tries to clear it, and he's going to clear it. He's going to clear it to Thomas Asante, who loses it to Revan, and Revan can now start to build up again from midfield. And he loses it to Yokuslu from West Brom. Seems to be quite good, I must admit.
Back on the ball, Daniel Farker looks to be
Stoke City, Swansea.
Heavy challenge that Glenn Kamara has just had to face.
Stoke City, Swansea.
Just not going Leeds' way so far. It's not going anybody's way, to be honest, really. Just that free kick from Somerville to...
yellow card to Swansea. I got a feeling they thought that might be a red because they took all the odds off.
Save going backwards as Somerville intercepts a loose pass from
So Swansea are playing it very, very tough. Very close to the bone, I think.
Bellingham recovers. Moves the ball towards the halfway line before they go back to O'Neill.
So anything in... no, just Napoli winning Braga. We have in the Championship, we have Blackburn 1, Bristol City 0. We have Huddersfield Town 0, Preston North End 2. We have Watford 1, Ipswich 1. Crewe 0, Bristol Rovers 3.
Versus Oxford United again. That was a 8 p.m. kickoff.
That's in the FA Cup.
0-0.
What else do we have? Where else do we go, guys? Let's go for the Stoke Swansea game.
On this side.
I think Swansea will win this. It's just a case of how long it takes them to get there. But at the minute, the stats are saying Swansea are having most of the possession, but they're having half as many shots.
That's a late one, and he might be in trouble here. The young man, the referee Dean Whitehouse, already has the yellow card in hand, and that's going to be a big problem for Daniel Farker and Leeds, because Gray, it's a makeshift position for him, and Clark is probably, if not one of the best wingers in the division. He's had the run round him a couple of goes now, and Gray was just desperate to pause the attack there before Jack Clark got into the penalty area, sorry. And he's actually caught his knee in the turf as well and sliding that challenge. So Gray might be a little bit worse for wear. He's now eventually up on his feet with a big hobble. And for every 2 steps, he has a little break and a feel of the knee. He's broken out into a light jog now, so it looks like he might be able to continue, but he may be having to...
Swansea are not having it easy. Ben Pearson's just on a shot for Stoke City. Stoke City are actually on the front foot here. Oh, and now another shot, and it's with the goalkeeper. And he's lost it, and Ben Pearson has a second shot at goal. For God's sake.
So it might be a risk that Daniel Farker has to play and leave Gray on. But I see Sunderland going to that ball more and more now that Gray's got a yellow card. Right, so we look to be ready for the free kick now. Dean Whitehouse just stopping Pritchard from taking it for having a few words with the players in the
Ben
box.
Pearson, come on. What's wrong here? Because they don't seem to be moving the...
Cheeky glare in his eye, takes the free
moving
kick
the
now,
game on.
whips it in, and it's gone all the way through, has it? And it's off the line by Spence. And Sunderland just about keep the attack alive with Hume.
Sunderland
right by the corner
attacking.
flag. Spence applying a lot of pressure, and Hume has been able to win a free kick by kicking it against the fullback. Let's have a look here. What actually happened there? Oh, it's a flick on, and it's just hit Meslier. And there's a bit of a scramble inside the 6-yard box. It's actually almost an own goal by Rodon, who headed it into the shoulder of Meslier before Pascal Strokes able to poke it away.
Don't head it back to your goalie if he's not watching you. That's probably one of the main rules of football. And Sunderland are still really pushing for a goal.
And it's a save onto the post. It was a floating header.
I could see that one coming
Leeds
on
under
the
a bit of pressure in the last 30 seconds.
on the video.
To cover themselves in glory defensively from set pieces. That'll bring
Sunderland
a lot
are
of
really
confidence to the
pegged
Sunderland
back
side.
now.
Clark
Oh,
on the
Jesus.
ball again, able to
Sunderland
get
are
up to full
just
speed. Spence
throwing it
over
into
there.
the box, and
Holds
Leeds
it
just
before it's
cannot.
moved over to Pritchard
They
on the
don't seem
right-hand
to be
side,
able
puts
to.
the ball in, looking for Clark, sliding at the back stick.
They don't
It's
seem
just
to be
out
able
of
to
reach for him.
have an answer for it.
But
Leeds,
two
I mean,
quick fire double chances.
let's just look at the stats.
Was
It's 50-50 play. 50-50 play.
with the header, and it's actually
Shots. 6 shots for Leeds, 1 on target. 3 shots for Sunderland, 1 on target.
To his right-hand side at
Oh,
full stretch.
none on target. They just took that one off.
To be sealed was already had his
Don't know how, but you know.
Running away in celebration.
I think that there's some. Oh, Benfica have scored away to Salzburg.
So still at 0-0. Sunderland with the best chance of the game there, and Sunderland have got the bit between their teeth now. There's 4 of them flying forward in this attack with Spence just been caught on the ball, but Barb and Pritchard break down.
Yeah.
On different wavelengths, and Leeds are able to break the ball away. Pirro to Rutter. Rutter can't bring it under his spell.
Well, I'm going to lean. Oh, I can't lean back that far because I'm miles away from the video. If I did that, it might work, but not as much. Not as much fun if I'm all the way back there, is it? I can't see. My glasses aren't that good. I can't see. Oh, I can do. Yeah.
Clark has got behind Gray here.
We are at the minute Blackburn 1, Bristol City 0.
Scores in the
Half time.
The earlier kickoffs. It's
Huddersfield 0, Preston 2.
Huddersfield 0, Preston 2. Rotherham 0, West Brom 0. Stoke 0.
Rotherham 0-0 with West Brom at half time. Stoke 0, Swansea 0 at half time.
That is 1-1.
Look, Watford Ipswich is on 47 minutes. Watford are in the attack.
A bit of a bloody nose at the moment with 2 quick fire chances for Sunderland.
Well, I think that's half time.
Defensively at the set piece. Can they swing back and create anything?
Which it is half time there.
As they slowly start to
then we go to Leeds. We're going to go to Leeds, and then I'm going to turn this off. Nobody's around, so we'll just turn the power off.
They will get a free kick, a chance to put it into the box from the left-hand side. Benfica have taken the lead. It's Di Maria who scored in Salzburg. It's kind of a battle for third place between those two sides to stay in Europe in the new year.
We'll go for a coffee when this one comes. About 12 minutes to half time with the Sunderland Leeds game.
Have got away with it thanks to some fantastic goalkeeping.
And they just cannot get into the box. What is it with Leeds? They just, I mean, the stats aren't that bad. They've had 6 shots on goal, only 1 on target.
Clark, who's kind of got
they've had 2 corners.
No, he doesn't, but he's
and yet they just don't seem to be able to get it into that final third at the minute.
Immediately apologises to a couple of his players, a couple of his teammates who were making a run, Pritchard and Barr through the middle. Clark couldn't get the ball over to them quick enough. Napoli scored a second.
Napoli scored a second, so that's 2-0.
The second after an own goal by Sachi of Braga in the opening 10
minutes. Here we are, Glenn Kamara, and he passed it to Rodon.
They look to be joining
so
Real Madrid.
Just passing it around midfield at the minute, Leeds, trying to see where they're going to go through. Try and use Jed Spence for the left wing. And he passes it back to Glenn Kamara in the middle. Back to, loses it to Abdullah Barr, who loses it back to Jed Spence.
A lot of action, but gained no real success. Spence just every now and then looks rusty. Just his passing.
Yeah, I mean, he's just said Jed Spence looks a bit rusty. He is actually losing it quite often on that left wing for Leeds. He's got it now, but he needs to do something with it. He's going to get caught on the ball, and he has. Sunderland get a throw in.
New reverse angle says that Seal header might have come off Rodon. Seal might have not had a good as connection as we first thought.
So Sunderland have a throw in. It's 10 minutes to go.
Seeing the crowd, Jim Montgomery, who played in.
And Leeds somehow get it. Well, it through the middle, and it's offside. Just weird. Luke O'Neill. No, sorry, Luke O'Neill. Oh, straight into the box, and it's Abdul Bar. Oh, Jed Spence, not the right person to catch it, but go on. Just where's he going to get it? Where's he going to take it?
Spence in the penalty area. Gets a cross in, but it's blocked by Spence. So will be a corner here for Sunderland. With 10 minutes to go of this first half.
9 minutes, actually.
The last corner was forced a great save from the Leeds.
9 minutes to go. Sunderland leads 0-0. Sunderland have a corner on their right.
Back of the net. Leeds United definitely have to be better defensively at the set piece. Pritchard, both arms are raised.
Shot off target, goal kick.
Now a bit of an instruction wave from the left hand as he takes the set piece now. It's high, it's floated towards the back stick. Another free header, and this time it's wide by Bellingham.
They're very good at free kicks and set pieces. Sunderland.
If you're of Leeds United persuasion defensively at the set piece.
What the hell was Rodon doing there?
Worked on at half time.
That he gave it away, and the goalkeeper rolled it to Rodon, and then Rodon's lost it right in the box. And fortunately, they got it back.
They have had majority of the ball, really created nothing in open play. Just a free kick from Somerville.
Waiting to see what the commentator says in a minute.
Shot on target on Patterson's goal. And been a while since we mentioned Patterson.
Rutter, can he cross it in? He has it. Oh, he's run with it into the box. Can he cross it? He needs to cross it. Rutter in the box. Can he?
That cross is gone behind.
No.
Just for a second, I thought he might have ricocheted off the Sunderland player onto the Leeds United striker. But no, Dean Whitehouse says it is a corner.
Corner for Leeds.
Leeds to create a bit of set piece attacking threat themselves now as Spence stroke.
Now, can Leeds?
Three big tall defenders.
Can Leeds do something from the corner with 7 minutes to go?
Right footed on the left hand side, so it will naturally be swinging in under
the answer is no.
Somerville now takes the set piece. It's high. It's headed away from a Sunderland man.
Glenn Kamara's got it back in midfield.
Recycle this attack. Plays it across to Kamara.
James Clark. No, Sunderland have it back again. They just don't seem to get it to the right people.
And Sunderland clear. And they look to break quickly. Clark.
They just don't seem to get it to the right people when they get it across.
Gets it now back again. He cuts back to Bellingham. This is a Sunderland side who want to play on the counter attack. They're young enough and they're quick enough to do that.
I don't think that they're playing the counter attack like he says. I think that Sunderland actually got are on the front foot. They're playing a high press, and Leeds just can't handle it. Gerald Pro and Sunderland get a yellow card. So that's interesting. Where's that?
The referee Dean Whitehouse has his card out and will be booking O'Neill, the Sunderland skipper. He's on a yellow card, the first Sunderland player to do so. And yeah, it's a high challenge on the shin of Joel Perrault. He does get the ball first, but Luke O'Neill, this does go down the shin of Perrault.
Let's have a look, guys.
As Whitehouse is
telling me, interesting if somebody does.
10 yards, so Ampadu can get the free kick. Last 15 minutes. 66% of the ball has been with Leeds United, but failed to register a shot. Sunderland have had 3 with just the one header. with the one off Seals being the one on target.
This is absolutely amazing strike, Kamara. Because Glenn Kamara's doing a lot of work in midfield.
Too many stoppages.
But it just, again, pushes it forward, and it's Hume that's got it. Loses it to Somerville, Kamara. Somerville pushes it forward. Patterson has it. So, he loses it again. Kamara's just not.
Plays a nice ball on the outside of the boot for Perot. Is he offside? It's sort of mystery. We'll never know as Patterson comes sliding out using the
It's just weird that you've got
to take it on the edge of his box.
Glenn Kamara doing so well, and he just cannot link with one of his own players when he pushes it forward. Andy Gray, Archie Gray, sorry, not Andy Gray, crikey. We are going a bit back, aren't we? Ethan Ampadu. Glenn Kamara, can he do something this time? Glenn Kamara. He's going to push it forward. Oh, no, he isn't. He's pushed it sideways to Ampadu.
Taking out all of his passing options.
Strike. 41 minutes. Kamara pushes it forward. Luke 09 gets it.
James. Now Kamara has it in the middle of the park. Plays it directly into Rutter. Rutter's just leaning back there, and Ballard, to his credit, just stepped back and watched Rutter fall over, and now he's launched a new attack for Clark to run at Gray. Gray on a yellow card, and he has struggled against the tricky winger who had time at Leeds United where his career
Leeds
began.
goal kick.
And he's looking to score a goal for his new club, permanent club, as he has a go from a tight angle, and that was always over the bar. Oxford have scored at Reading. Brown with the goal there.
He's going to come back and look for Benfica winning at Salzburg, Napoli 2, Braga 0.
On points with Bolton and
There's only this game going on here. Reading 0, Oxford 1, as he's just said. Barnet 1, Newport 3.
Whereas Reading, they are second from bottom of the division, perhaps.
Crew 0, Bristol Rovers 3, Port Vale 1, Stevenage 0, Scarborough 1, Forest Green 1, and Walsall 1, Alfreton 0.
Leeds have some defending to do. Rode on with a fantastic sliding challenge to hook it round. Clark goes out of play.
I'm insistent on getting to half time here.
Back on his feet, back into position. Temporarily, we're down to 10, but they're now up to their full 11. Sunderland get the ball on the way from their throw.
Let's start them. So while we wait for the teams to go out, I'm just going to quit that completely because I think it's not